And welcome back to the Mike Pressler Show here at Blackie's Bulldog Tavern in Smithfield, Rhode Island. Coach, great to have you back. And we're going to take a little bit of a look here at the upcoming home opener this weekend, 1 o'clock at Bulldog Stadium. You're taking on St. Joseph's. And last year you guys played St. Joseph's. You beat them 14-3 down in Philadelphia. Is there anything you could really take from that game, or is that one that you just kind of throw away the tape and you're starting from new, especially when you have such a different team this year and they have such a different coaching staff?
Well, I think there are a lot of the same players a year ago to this year, entirely different coaching staff. I was actually involved with the search for the new position with Taylor Ray, with Don DeJulia, the AD there, who we became friendly and kind of guided him along as he evaluated candidates and eventually selected Taylor Ray. So Taylor Ray, the head coach of St. Joe's, was my Duke captain in 2003. His two assistants, Michael and Dan Keating, also played for me at Duke, and we're teammates of his. And Taylor was an assistant coach for Team Canada when I coached the USA team in the summer of 2010 in the World Games. So we're going against one of the most remarkable young coaches in the game today, and certainly a coaching staff that I know is going to have that team highly motivated. Oh, absolutely. And you know, with that motivation that they've got, what are your thoughts on going head-to-head, though, against three of your own former players? I mean, that's got to be a little bit strange. Well, I was talking to somebody on the phone today. The longer you do this is my 29th year of coaching. You know, you're gonna be playing against more of your friends. And some people look at that as a negative. You know, I look at that as a positive. You know, they're the enemy. They're only the enemy for about 2 hours on one Saturday, and then we go back to our original relationship. And but for us, you know, we're 0-1. You know, we don't have a W on our side of the column yet, and we're hungry, we're eager. We're looking forward to playing better than we did a week ago, and we're looking forward to playing at home. You know, to be playing St. Joe's in our home opener. We expect a nice crowd up in Bulldog Stadium on the turf, and the weather right now is cooperating. Thank you, and hopefully we can continue through the rest of the week. So, big game for us with you know, trying to get our first W, not only our first win of the season, but try to put 4 quarters together and hopefully play well. Now, St. Joseph's also comes into this game with an 0-1 record. Last week they fell at home to Lehigh 11-4, and they've been picked last in the Colonial Athletic Association preseason poll. You guys have been picked number 2 in the Northeast Conference poll. Coming off this loss in your opener, though, how important is it to just take care of business from beginning to end in this game against St. Joe's? Well, I think first of all, what St. Joe's is going to do, they're going to present us with a lot of different looks. They're going to play some zone. They're going to 10-man ride. They're going to shut off some players. So scheme-wise, they're going to throw a lot of what we call junk at us and not play it in a very conventional way. And we just got to make sure that what they're doing doesn't deteriorate from what we're trying to do. You know, remember, we just got to play the game and make hopefully them react to us. The worst thing that can happen is that we start reacting to some of the new things that we don't see normally during the year that St. Joe's might show. So how would you go about preparing for something like that in practice? Do you specifically instruct certain units to play kind of a wild card style deliberately, or is there another way that you approach that? We have actually our white team, which is our second team. Later in the week, they're going to simulate St. Joe's. We've done a head-to-head film exchange. We've sent them our Colgate tape. They've sent us their Lehigh tape. We'll get those both at Tuesday at 10 a.m. We'll take a good hard look at that before practice, and then hopefully try to put a couple of those things in that we saw and make some adjustments to it. And hopefully by the end of the week have just a great feel for what they're going to do. And now, when taking on an opponent that you've defeated the previous season by a wide margin and a team that's traditionally not one of the stronger teams in the nation, how do you keep your guys motivated and focused and not let any of that get into their heads? You know, there's a lot of humility in our locker room. We don't think we're better than we are. You know, for us to ever look down upon anybody is shameful as I'm concerned. As far as I'm concerned, you know, we're 0-1. They're 0-1. You know, on that side of the equation, you know, we're both the same here. And you know, we're going to treat St. Joe's like we treated Colgate, like we'll treat Fairfield, and it's the next game. But again, like I said, the newness of opening our season at home and the excitement around that is very motivating for our guys. Should be a great crowd hopefully on hand. Like you said, the weather cooperating, that should make it for a fun Saturday afternoon. Taking into account what you learned about your team last weekend at Colgate,
What do you see as the keys to a successful game on Saturday? And let's take it from an offensive standpoint to begin with.
We got to shoot the ball better. You know, their goalie had 18 saves against Lehigh. That's a great day. He's a hell of a goalie. We played him a year ago, big kid.
Yep.
You know, if we're not selective in how we shoot and put it away from the stick, you know, we can go through the same woes that we went through in the Colgate game. Number two is we've got to continue to dominate the face-off X. And number three is we got to get after them physically on the defensive end. You know, get them, you know, running around, chasing them around, put some pressure on them, put the ball on the ground, and then create some offense, as we call transition from D to O. Overall theme is we got to pick up the pace. We got to force a very, very fast-paced game on them, and I feel that they're going to want to play a very slower game, a more of a possession game. So it's going to be a contrast of wills. They want to slow it and play half field. We want to force the tempo and play more full field.
Right, and they've also got a talented left-handed attackman in Kyle Williams. He had 17 goals, 9 assists last year. Any special plans to try to take him out of the action like you might have tried to take out Peter Baum last week?
Well, we know Kyle a little bit better than we know Peter Baum because we played against him. You know, they're a leading scorer, a talented finisher that way. You know, we really haven't talked about who we're going to put on him and then the matchups to go with that. But we'll certainly have a plan to kind of hopefully neutralize number 37 and kind of take him out of the game the best we can.
Yeah. And now, what do you think is going to be the biggest factor in getting a W on Saturday?
You know, we just got to worry about, you know, what it says on our chest. You know, it's going to be more about what we're doing and less about them. If we can convince our players to think like that and execute like that and put St. Joe's on their heels and, like I said before, kind of react to what we're doing, I think without question that'll be the key to victory for us on Saturday.
Yeah. And now, do you think going against some of your former players that they have any insight into your style and tactics on to how to attack you from a way that maybe you're not even thinking of right now?
Well, I told our players today, Taylor Ray, Dan, and Michael Keating, they're going to be chomping at the bit to play us and get after us on Saturday. But I said to them, boys, understand, they know what's coming from our end, and they know what's coming firsthand. So, you know, again, you know, in all fun aside, you know, we're going to be extremely motivated, highly vocal, very, very emotional. And this is a game, as I told the boys, we're just going to get after. We got to make this a physical confrontation in every one-on-one battle that we can possibly generate. And if we win a majority of those, we believe the score will take care of itself.
Yep. And now last week we talked about having an X factor for the game, and you mentioned face-offs, which you had a great performance out of Kevin Massa. What do you see as a possible X factor in this weekend's game?
I think the second midfield. You know, we didn't get any point production from our second midfield last week. Our second midfield is Matt Larson, fifth-year senior, you know, Kevin Sherrill, and Bo Redpath. I mean, all the offense came from the first midfield and the attack, so we got to get more balance there. So I think the X factor for us is the offensive production of the second midfield.
Great. Well, Coach, we wish you the best of luck this weekend. Again, the home opener, 1 o'clock, Bulldog Stadium against St. Joseph's. And it should be a wonderful game, hopefully resulting in a Bryant win. And again, we implore anyone that follows us on Twitter or wants to follow us on Twitter to check us out at @Bryant_Lax or @BryantAthletics. And you could also tweet your questions for the Mike Pressler Show. Just use the hashtag Mike Pressler Show in any of your tweets. So once again, for head coach Mike Pressler and associate head coach Brad Ross, I'm Mike Mancuso saying thanks for watching the Mike Pressler Show here on Cox Sports Television.